Hello, so today we're going to do a mid-year check-in. We're going to look at the stats of the books that I've read so far this year, kind of get an overview of how my reading year is doing. We'll do the mid-year freak-out questions, which Jimmy Nuts so aptly pointed out. Not a great title. I will have all the questions that I answer linked in the description as well. First of all, here's a quick look at the genres that I've read this month. Fantasy and sci-fi being the most predominant genres, though I will point out that almost every single sci-fi book, if not every sci-fi book, was Star Wars, which is kind of sci-fantasy depending on like which books you're in, but I just put them in sci-fi because that's where I put them. And with any of these genres, I had to choose one genre to put them in, even the ones that could have cleanly fit in multiple places. Like for instance, The Buried Giant, I put under literary fiction, even though it could and possibly should be categorized as fantasy, but it felt like the purpose of the book was more literary than was the fantasy felt like a tool to have a conversation, which is very Ishiguro in general. So that's why I put it under literary fiction, even though fantasy maybe fit a little bit better. You know, same for Hills of Heather and Bone. Could have put it under fantasy. It is technically fantasy, but it's also a romance. I put it under romance. So what I'm saying is these statistics are unreliable and you should ignore them entirely. But look at the nonfiction. That one's not questionable. And I've been reading a good amount of, that's my third largest genre this year. I feel great about that. Quick look at star ratings. 4 stars have been the predominant ranking that I've given, with unfortunately 3 stars coming in second and then 5 stars. I am displeased that there have been so many 3 stars, but also that's just gonna happen. Every book is not gonna be a top book, but I have had a lot of 4s and 5s, so I feel happy about that. Of these stats that you just saw, I have read, that's 38 books. I have 2 books that I'm currently reading that I will finish by the end of the month, so it'll be 40 by the end of July. I don't have any reading number goals, like I don't have a set, this is how much I want to read this year, so I feel neither good or bad about that number. It's just the number that has been read. Lots of short stories though. There's been like a decent number of short stories, which certainly skew that number. Like I've had at least 5, which maybe lots was the wrong word, but there's been a handful of short stories. Anyway, let's talk about the questions. Now I just copy and pasted these questions into a document and now I'm going to be reading them over. So we're going to be going through this together. So if I skip something or forget a certain book that would be better fit, just yell at me in the comments. I mean, I can't do anything about it at that point, but it'll feel good for you. Best book you've read so far this year? I don't know what that would be. That should be, I should just know. I have a couple of books that I know could be, but let me look through and see. Here are the contenders. As I flip through my reading, here are the contenders. The Devil Reached Toward the Sky. That was my first 5-star read of the year. Excellent book. The Things They Carried, also a 5-star read. Darth Plagueis. I read both of those in the same month. What a great reading month. Ooh, or Metamorphosis. I'm not going to count Red Seas Under Red Skies because it was a reread. That's tough. That's a really good lineup. I don't know what to do about this. I'm gonna do, here's what I'll do. For my nonfiction pick for best book of the year, it's gonna be The Devil Reached Toward the Sky. For my fiction pick, see, this one's harder because there was only 1 nonfiction to choose from. Now I have 3. Gosh, I really want to do Metamorphosis. I shouldn't though. Why? Why shouldn't I? Why am I questioning myself? I'm gonna say The Metamorphosis with the utmost trepidation. Best sequel you've read so far this year. Does Darth Plagueis count? It's not a sequel, but it like feels like it. Or like a prequel, I guess. Okay, best sequel. Let's play the game correctly. Can I count a reread? Is it fine to count the episode 3 novelization of Star Wars? I don't think it is fine to count because I didn't even put that in any of these stats because I forgot that I had reread it. Oh well, that's what I'm choosing. Question 3, new release you haven't read yet but want to. Like that's already been published and I want to read it and I just haven't gotten around to it. I don't know. I've been kind of in my nonfiction and classic era lately, and Star Wars era. New release, I haven't even been keeping up with new releases. I know next month is published the third in the Leviathan something. The first book is called The Tainted Cup. I know that that book is released next month, and my anticipation for that is mild. I'm gonna go with that because I just can't think of anything else. Uh-oh, most anticipated release for the second half of the year is question 4. Oh no! Okay, that's fine. That's fine. We'll just keep moving. What else is being published this year? I actually don't know. No. I got my answer. I know what it is. New release that I'm excited about that I haven't read yet. Scott Lynch put out a short story that I bought immediately and then didn't read. I want to read that, and I should read that. And why haven't I read that? That's the answer to question number 3. Question number 4, new release that's coming out in the second half of the year that I'm looking forward to. Scott Lynch is in a short story collection, I think, with like a wizard. And I'm not gonna lie, now that I'm thinking about Scott Lynch, I'm actually anticipating that more than the third of the Tainted Cup books. So that's gonna be the answer to that one. Question number 5, biggest disappointment. Well, I know what my most hated book of the year was, but I didn't anticipate loving it. So let me do some scrolling. Do you know what it probably is? It's probably book 6 of Dungeon Crawler Carl. I'm still scrolling. Give me a minute. It's gonna be that. I was a real fangirl for this series. I convinced people to read it. I was doing dedicated reviews for each book. The first 3 books I read over the course of like a week and a half, completely derailed my TBR, and then forced myself to stop to read some other things before getting on to book 4. I loved books 1 through 5. And then book 6 was a big letdown. And then book 7, I ended up DNFing. Didn't even finish it out. So I think it has to be Carl, sadly. Editing Murphy here. I forgot to do question 6, biggest surprise. I think The Devil Reached Toward the Sky or The Metamorphosis could fit this prompt. I didn't like The Devil Reached Toward the Sky at the beginning, and I wasn't sure I was gonna actually be able to finish it out, but I eventually got into a rhythm with the way it was being told, and it ended up being one of my best books of the year so far. And then The Metamorphosis, I went in with absolutely 0 expectations. I literally only read it so that I could do a video on Tokyo Ghoul, and it also ended up being one of my best books of the year. But since I've already mentioned both of those, I'll give you a third one, and that's going to be Nothing But Blackened Teeth. This was a Haters Book Club pick. It is a very flawed book. Oh, it's kind of a mess, but I just liked it anyway. I don't know. Question number 7, favorite new author, debut or new to you? Probably Dostoevsky. I read The Dream of a Ridiculous Man, absolutely adored it. Then I read White Nights. That was this month. You'll hear about it in the wrap up. Really enjoyed that too. And now I've already started, I haven't told my Patreon yet, I've already started Brothers Karamazov, and it's really good right from the start. So it might be Dostoevsky. Question 8, newest fictional crush. Pass. Question number 9, newest favorite character. Is it wrong of me to say Xena from Path of Destruction / Rule of Two? I feel like I'm in the wrong for saying her. I'm sure there's some side character that I've loved with all my heart that I can't think of right now. But if we're talking main characters that stole my heart, I'm still scrolling, just checking to see. I mean, like Thursday could be, but she's not new to me. I've been reading that series for a year now. Wait, John Coffey from The Green Mile. Okay, so for a good character that deserves my love, John Coffey from The Green Mile, for a terrible character that I probably have too much sympathy for, it's Xena, or Xana, however you say her name. Question number 10, book that made you cry. Well, that's not a very difficult task. The Things They Carry definitely got me tearing up. Hills of Heather and Bone definitely had me crying a couple of times. Red Seas Under Red Skies. I don't care that I've read it 5 times already. I teared up more than once. That'll be enough for now. Question number 11, a book that made you happy. I mean, plenty. You know what, I'm gonna say Thursday Next. I'm gonna say the Thursday Next series because every time I pick up one of these books, I immediately start smiling. It brings me joy. I love these books. Also maybe The Dream of a Ridiculous Man. Most beautiful book you've bought so far this year or received. Have I bought a book this year? I'll show you one. That I've received. It's not down here. It's not among these books. It's among the books upstairs. So, Mere Christianity. My husband's granddad passed away several years ago, and all the kids and the grandkids have gone through his study and taken a bunch of his books, and my husband just found this one after the great, like all the books have been taken. This one was just kind of tucked away somewhere. It has his name on the inside. It has his annotations inside of it. I don't know, I guess it's like not that pretty, but it's precious to me. Also, highly recommend the book. Question number 13, what books do you need to read by the end of the year? I mean, just the ones on my list. What does that mean? I mean, I want to read more Dostoevsky, I want to read more Tolstoy, more Kafka, I'm gonna read more Star Wars, I want to read more Scott Lynch. But other than that, other than just like, oh, I want to keep reading the Thursday Next series, it'd be great to just finish out the Thursday Next books that I have left. But other than that, other than following series or authors that I'm currently loving, I don't know, I just like reading whatever I feel like reading, and whatever that is might change from month to month. So I just kind of follow the vibes, you know, whatever fixation I'm on at the moment, I just kind of roll with it. So what do I want to read by the end of the year? I don't know, whatever makes me happy. Like I said, I will have these questions in the description of this video, so feel free to copy and paste those, answer them yourself, talk about what you're looking forward to reading at the end of this year, remind me of things that I should be looking forward to reading that I've forgotten about. Please chat with me more in the comments. I'll see you again soon. Bye.